Hello and welcome back. There's something I want to bring to your attention today. Some of you have been reading in the newspapers, as far as real estate's concerned, that the properties are coming down. Not a bad thing, in my opinion, a good thing, but that's for another video. I want to bring your attention to something known as a straw buyer. It's happening to some of the agents in my office as well. They're getting offers on their listings from LLCs and corporations, etc. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, all right? But you just need to keep your eyes open, your ears open, and be aware of it. What usually happens is an LLC or a corporation will submit an offer on one of your listings. You being fearful that the market is about to drop is probably going to do everything you can to talk your seller into accepting this offer. And in some cases, your sellers do accept it because they're listening to the same TV channels and reading the same newspapers as you are. However, these offers usually come in below asking price, a small deposit or down payment. The box that says all cash offer is also checked off to make it even more attractive to your seller. And then the box that says this contract may be assigned is also checked off. That should be a red flag for most of you. Again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but let me just explain to you why. Most of these offers, about 80% of them, will never go to closing. All right. I'm going to guess that when they did a viewing of the property, they came in, they took a whole bunch of pictures, they took a few videos, and they left. This should not also be a red flag. They're sending these videos and they're sending these pictures off to third-party buyers or people known as straw buyers. What they're trying to do is they're trying to find a buyer before they have to buy the house from your seller. That's the whole contingency about this contract may be assigned. So what usually happens in a case like this is they'll come in, they'll take pictures, they'll take videos, they'll send them off to third-party buyers. If they do get an offer from somebody, okay, usually going to be at above what they offered you or maybe about the same price, they'll come back to you after an inspection has been done, and they'll ask you to lower the asking price or they're going to walk away. Your seller gets nervous, your seller gets fearful, you're frightened, and usually you talk your seller into accepting the lower price. The problem is they're going to buy the house simultaneously while they're selling the house, and they're going to make money from your seller. Now, that's one reason why they do it. Another reason why they do it in some cases is there really is no intention on closing on this property. They use that offer that they presented to your seller, that your seller signed, as a negotiation tool for another property that they'd rather buy. So let's say there's two properties that are similar. One is a little bit nicer than the other. They kind of are gravitating towards the nicer property, but they still have this other property out there on the MLS or on the market for sale. What do we need to do? Let's tie up this property and show this seller that, hey guys, listen, your house is beautiful. We can all agree on that, but it's not worth what you're asking. Here's a contract for the property down the street that's going to close at $15,000, $20,000 less than yours, and that's going to set a new bar in this community. So your property is no longer going to be worth what you think it's worth. If I were you, I would take this lower offer now. And that's another way of getting a property through this straw buyer or this assignable contract. Now, again, I don't want a whole bunch of hate mail, hate texts. I'm not saying corporations buying properties is a bad thing. I'm just saying some of you agents out there who may be new in the industry need to keep your eyes open, your ears open, and ask your broker for advice. All right, that's why your broker or your manager is there. Ask them for the advice. This is something that usually happens, like I mentioned earlier, when the market gets like this. You kind of get desperate because you don't know where your next commission's coming from, and your sellers get desperate as well. As always, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.